Okay, so let's move to the next level. Again, we're still moving in closer and closer. This is not just about knowing a technique. It's not just about knowing a skill. It's about being comfortable enough and having the principles and concepts and the spatial judgment to be able to get where you need to go so that you're not running into things. Okay? If I'm doing this at the wrong level, I'm going to hit a wall as we go faster and faster. So right now we're just demonstrating at a certain speed. Your goal is to be able to do all of these things at full speed against somebody who's throwing whatever and you're able to catch it. But anyway, let's just move it up. So we started out full arm's length, holding it out. Then we moved to half arm's length. Okay? If you understand how the technique is working, now instead of being out here from the shoulders, I'm moving from the elbows. So that last technique was half arm distance. Okay? So now, moving into torso width and doing the technique. Okay? So same idea, just shifting so it just comes through. So maybe this one's doing something else, but now it's the torso and this one arm doing the work. If you start to lose a little bit of strength over here, just grab your own clothing so you have this anchoring. And again, in a fight, it's not just about doing this technique where we're doing the levering thing. There's all these other things that you can hit. Well, one of the biggest arguments that are out there when somebody does a variation of a technique, somebody also come running in there because they've read the kata and it says, you know, do this, this, and this, and somebody will throw something else in, and the argument is the kata doesn't say you can do that. Okay? In a real fight, the counter to that is the kata doesn't say I can't. Okay, so again, we're at torso width now, so we're just missing. Right? If you have to, you can also do it this way from here, okay, to where you just kind of shift, leave your hand behind in Shizen, just shift enough to create a pocket, and then close it back off again. Okay, either way, this way. So now it's not about arm width at all, it's strictly torso. And I've gotten grazed several times along here. It's not about whether he can touch you or not. Okay? It's about whether the touch had any kind of damage to it. So again, it's the same technique. It's the same principle and concept. We're catching and then using that leverage to do something, right? So catching and then shifting in, right? The control here is about eliminating his ability to use this. Okay? If I have this incorrect, he can turn that back in. So I don't want to be in the middle of his upper arm up here. If he can bend his elbow, he has control of his shoulder. If he has control of this shoulder, he has control of the opposite shoulder and his hips. Okay? So even if I have this, he's going to use that and turn it against me. I want to have this musodori point, what I call the musodori point, this hollow right behind the knob of the elbow. So if I have this and he turns in to get me, it actually fuels the technique. I don't have to do it. Okay? So the skill proficiency is not the kata, it's being able to catch these little points, right? These little keys. Okay? So here, shift, and then we're in here. So this isn't all about me doing this. At fourth dan, I want to have this and just give him the biggest sheep grin so he takes that shot and throws himself across the room. Okay? Because I know he can't touch me. He doesn't know it yet, but he will in a second. When he takes that shot that's too good to be true. So don't be too concerned about forcing somebody to the ground or taking him, or like when we're working with Tim, big guy or whatever. At a certain point, he's going to do the next thing. If you have him in the correct position, he's really going to have to try to figure out how to get out of that trap to get you. Because anything that he does, then this is the point in the advanced training. When you're in the correct position, it doesn't matter if he does something or you do, if you do it. Whatever happens, whatever action takes place, unless he's backing away to disengage, it feeds the technique. Okay? So, one more time with this. Torso width, just body, right? Slap, move, whatever. Wait for him. Okay? And the cool thing about this is even if he hits me from this position and it snaps my head back, see what happens with my torso, with my body? Even if he's successful with landing the shot, he's still going to lose. Okay? That's magic. Okay? Let's do that part.